Welcome to Asylum Atelier. Welcome to Bad-Pinting Friday special edition, ACRYLICS. And it's gonna be bananas, obviously. There is multiple things that I would like to address today because this is extremely unusual for me. And quite frankly, there are a couple things that I am not necessarily worried about, but well, let's say that I'm excited about. So what's happening here? Why acrylics? Well, first of all, it's Bad-Painting Friday, right? So everything is possible on Bad-Painting Friday, as you already experienced a couple times. And we tried different random pigments. We tried working digitally, and then I realized that, oh wait, we haven't tried acrylic paint. And I'm not really experienced with acrylic paint. And when I say I'm not experienced with acrylic pigments, the only reason why, the only time when I really use acrylic pigments is during toning a canvas or preparing my canvas for painting with oils. So it's not really my expertise, truth to be told. But nevertheless, I'm just I'm up to this challenge. So that will be a first thing, since we should probably I should address these things. And another part, quite important, is that I actually I have exams at the university, or at the academy rather, but these exams are like I want to enter the academy, and one of the problems that I was not aware of, or I wasn't even thinking about, is that I received a letter from the academy. So yeah, they're gonna give me a chance to participate with this. With these exams, so I can come to do these exams, but the problem is that they are not allowing me to work with oils. And they told me that all the work that I'm going to do there has to be done either with acrylic or tempera or some other fast drying medium, only because they have to store these, and they don't have a space for oil paintings, which was really, well, baffling, to say the least. But okay, that's their policy. That's what they have to do. They have to deal with their own problems. I understand that. It's all good. So that's tough. Oh yeah, trust me, it is tough. So I went to a store, to like my local one, and I was just, asking if they have some acrylic pigment. So I get like a very, I don't want to say cheap ones, but like a really low grade acrylics. I showed you that I paint with all kinds of different cheap stuff. And it's not a big deal for these experiments, right? Because I want to know what the pigment is going to do, or what the result is going to be. So, but for this a particular thing, I got like not the cheapest one, but just a regular grade of pigments, and I took just a limited palette. So I have the standard yellow, red, blue, black, and white. So that's what I'm going to test today, and see what's going to happen. And somehow I just found that I have a banana here, and it is bananas. So to do these exams this way, so I'm wondering what's going to happen. So I just put the banana there and a little cup. And I want to practice. I want to see how to mix the colors, how to not get them together, so I don't go into green that much, even though it looks greenish, that banana. But I don't want to mix. Remember, I talked about that. I want to be careful with with these adjustments. And then I have a variety of white a background, and that's something that actually I was preparing even like a little demo for you, but since I have to move along, I had to do this on my own beforehand, and I created a little, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but it's like a little box made out of I think it's called phone boards. It's this little thing. It's like a it looks like a very thin or very light NDF board. And the reason why I created this little box, it's a box that has I think it's called shadow box officially. I don't know if I can. Maybe I'll move the camera a little bit so you can see. I have a bunch of other materials there, but this is how it looks, right? So let me just point it out. So I was playing with a bunch of other things, but they were all kind of very much what do you say? I didn't have enough color, and I wanted to work with the light materials, so I put everything away from there. I was kind of, exploring the possibilities. But I realized that I need to practice also, you remember, these light areas and a little bit more vibrant colors, because everything was kind of dark and gloom. And not only that things were dark and gloom, but also another thing is, but actually, I want to apologize for yesterday. I couldn't stream yesterday because another group of people came to my studio to check the studio, and we had like little discussions. And actually, they pointed out the similar things that we were discussing a couple times. That working with this, trying to make things a little bit more exciting, a little bit more vibrant, not only with the composition but also with the color and hue and saturation. And they asked me like, do I have any like a happy paintings? And I was like, what do you mean by happy paintings? Well, something cheerful, something nice, something that, it's not like all these like difficult, heavy topics that, have multiple layers of meanings and so on and so forth. Something light, something easy to digest, something to just, something to just look at and, forget it tomorrow. And not being like, we don't want to think, basically. So I was like, okay, well, I don't, because that's not what I do. But I should probably start introducing myself with a little bit lighter motifs, probably. So I just do a little bit more color, a little bit more, like vibrant things. And the reason I really like Impressionism, right? I like Pointillism. We discussed this in the length, but somehow it's a little bit more challenging for me to work in like a really true, kind of a impressionistic style, keeping it really fresh and focusing only on the relationship between saturation and color and so on and so forth. So I thought like, oh, okay. Not only that I have a difficulty not difficulty. Not only it's going to be challenging for me to work with acrylic pigment, let's just make it impressionistic acrylic. And let's see what's gonna happen. So my setup is going to be pretty rudimentary for this. Let me just move the camera back so I can talk about that a little bit. So for my palette, I have a what is it? It's like a simple like a plastic tray, but it has a glass right here. This is a glass, and it was like I used to use this to storing oil paints before, like when I was in the school or at the academy, and I didn't have my, I haven't had my station, and we were changing rooms or ateliers. I'm talking about the United States. We didn't have like a stable studio, and we were moving studios based on, or we were moving our supplies from one studio to another based on which class we were attending, because it was a separation. It was like a classical painting class. There was a color class, and there was a, I don't know, like, you know, still life painting and so on and so forth. So we were moving from one studio to another, so to make it a little bit more like, you know, a little less stressful. I have like this box, and it has a lid. It looks like a Tupperware. You know, it's just, it has a lid on the top, and you can close it. And keep your pigments stored securely, so you don't pollute, or you know, you don't destroy it or color everything around you. So, and I'm going to use it for. I haven't used it for a while because, you know, there was no need for it. So, but on the these upcoming exams, I'm going to use this as my palette, actually, like this white foam board. But because it would be difficult for me, or not difficult, it would be like a little bit less convenient to squeeze the pigments here, and then when I introduce the water, it's just going to drip down. So it will be just water all over the place. So I choose to use this. What do you call it? The tray. That has a sheet of glass underneath. And the reason why I'm going to use a foam board like this is because it's cheap, it's accessible, and you can then, when you're done, you can throw it away, or when it's damaged too much. And I don't really see the reason why to use like a expensive, you know, wooden pallets. These are good for just, you know, maybe you don't have it with you, or something happened with yours, and you can just jump into any store. Most of the stores, not crafts and arts, but I think even with office supplies, they carry these boards, so you can just quickly buy a sheet and then cut it to your preferable size, and then you just can work. And it's just not only for, you can use this not only for acrylic, you can use this for oils as well, and I've done that many times. If you want to really do a step forward with this, you can maybe do a coat of gesso on top of it, or acrylic gesso in this case, and then you're golden. You can use this more than for a while. Plus, if you really want to go fancy, and if you really like to hold your palette, you can actually cut it into shape that you want to, and it's just such an easy and light thing to hold. So. You can do that as well. Again, I'm talking about that foam board. I'm just going to put it here. I don't know exactly the name of this, so if you guys know, let me know how is this called in English. I think it's a foam board, but you know, I might be wrong. Not I might be wrong. I'm counting on that, and that might be wrong. I also have a palette tray with lid on. I used that before I got a pochade box. Yes, you can use a pochade box. Yes, that's something very useful. But this is more about. It happens, you know, sometimes you're doing some demonstration outside, and you're trying to pack and prepare for everything, and then usually what happens to me, I forget like these absolute, you know, like no-brainer things that you always need, because you know you're thinking about all that kind of a crazy stuff, and then you're missing just really the simplest, the most most obvious things. So and it's usually it usually happens, especially with a with palette or palette knife, or sometimes, you know, I forget brushes. But anyway, you know what I mean. So So it's this. It's a foam board, I believe. And this is a thickness. I don't know what is this. 6 millimeters. Let me just double check that so I don't lie to you. No, this is 1 centimeter. But you can buy at different thicknesses, right? So this is a 1 centimeter thick, and it's very, very soft inside. That's why it's kind of light, because it's a lot of air. You can squeeze it. So you're probably not going to use it for anything very heavy. That's why when you have the box that I have right here, the one that I created, it's not necessarily for actually drilling holes into it and then hanging stuff on top of it. I have a wooden one out of this, and then what am I going to use as a surface to paint on? That's kind of a interesting thing. I have a shelf here. Well, this is a shelf, so I don't have anything else. And I did not want it to work on I didn't want it to work on anything. Wait, is it too high up? Oh, actually, let me make a trick. Let's do a trick. Let's do this. Ta-da! It's just all right. Better. Cool. The reason why I'm painting on the shelf, it's because I did not want it to paint on the paper. Yeah, it is interesting surface, right? It's just I really didn't have anything else, and I saw that I have a shelf that there is nothing on, or actually, well, it's a I have these metal shelves in the storage area, and this is a top one. Nothing was on the top of the shelf, so I took that one. And the reason why I didn't want it to paint on paper, because I don't have a proper board to stretch it on right now. Every one of my boards is occupied right now, and I couldn't get to my storage, another storage, to pick up more. And I didn't have a size. I didn't have a proper size either. And then I have to, cut the paper from the large paper roll, and then I have to, damp the paper, then I have to stretch it, then I have to wait by the time it dries, and so on and so forth, and I'm extremely lazy. So, and yeah, I can pretend that it's a mural. Yes, exactly. And another thing is this is absorbent, so I'm thinking that it's going to really dry very quickly, so I can test the layering as well. So. The one that nobody will see unless you actively show it to them. Yeah, it's just going to be a shelf. I'm going to put it back. Maybe I'm going to scrape it. I don't know. It's just that this is the only thing that I had in my hands that I was ready to sacrifice for this Bad-Pinting Friday painting. And if it's good, well, I'm going to cut it out. But I'm not really. Oh man, I think you'd be surprised how fast acrylics dry. Yeah. I know that they dry fast. I just need to get into layerings a little bit more, and I want to try if I can sand it down afterwards. So if I can really work, if I can, maybe I can make it work like I work with oils. So I'm kind of excited, I have to say, and that's why I chose a very simple setup. Like, who cares about the setup right now? Well, maybe I do because of composition, but. Like I said, let's approach this from point of view of just having fun. So let's not even waste time that much with this. And I'm going to use really another thing. I'm going to use like a throwaway brushes, really bad brushes. So if you look at these, only if my camera can, like these are really. This is not the brush that you will want to show to your professional friends, right? It's really bad. It's a really bad brush. But it's going to work. Don't worry about it. It's gonna work. It still applies the pigment on the canvas. So let's see what's good. And then I have these ones. I'm gonna show you these. These are pretty funny brushes. This was a part of like some kind of set of like weird brushes that I get, and I usually use these kind of brushes for like, you know, when you have something that when you draw and you wanna like wipe a little bit of I don't know, like eraser dust from there, or it's just really more for different purposes. So I don't even know how it's going to hold against this. And I have a bunch of these. These are really like, I think I got these it was like for kids in the grocery store. I think I picked up these in the grocery store. I'm pretty sure I did. So this is what this is how bad of a cook I am, because I'm buying brushes in the grocery stores. So, but it's not like it's like a bigger one. It's not small mom and pop's a grocery store. So, but it's fun. It's fun. So let's see what we can create here. And again, you have to take into consideration that you're going to look at this from a slightly different angle than that I am, right? Well, that's just I can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I can't, because at this point, either you're going to see exactly what I paint, or the picture that I paint, or actually maybe I can take a picture of it and post it up there. Let me see if I can do that with a cell phone. But again, I'm going to move around. Well, why not? Why not? Let's see. Let us see. Image. Banana. Let me see. Okay, so I didn't know that. Can I not? I'm confused right now. All right, I cannot insert pictures taken through the iPhone directly into OBS. It has to be JPEG. Okay, all right. So let's make it JPEG. Just a second, because I'm kind of a... Wow, perfect. Let me just make it a little smaller. So this is probably a little bit more it okay if I place it right here? I guess it's okay. So this is more like what I see. So let's put it there. This is more like what I see. So this is probably the difference. But right now you can definitely check the difference between even camera that took a reference picture with the real life camera. So everything is way cooler than on the photograph. My iPhone made it a little bit more warmer, everything, right? So that's a nice contrast between what actually I see, or what one camera see against another, and how much a difference there is when you think about manipulating. I think this has a lot to do with white balance, I believe, among the other things. But white balance would be one of the things that you might want to really think about when you're taking a reference pictures, right? So yeah, let's get into this. So this is approximately what I see, given the circumstances of my position and the camera angle. And since I really want to show you what I'm looking at, and also what's on the palette and what I'm going to paint, it's at this point, this is the only way for me how to deal with this. So, what should I do first? Should I just go immediately and squeeze the pigments there and start painting opaquely? I think that's what I'm going to do. Because that sounds like something that I would do as a complete ignorant. And I need my paper towels, so I'm going to grab a paper towels. Where are my paper towels? Yeah, so let's get into this. So I'm going to squeeze the pigments there, and I'm thinking, what do I need first? And I also have like a little spray, because I remember from watercolors that keeping them. Speaking about watercolors, because I was thinking about maybe painting with watercolors on that exam. Speaking of watercolors, for watercolors, I have this kind of a metal, or ceramic plate, and this is something that I like to use for watercolors. And the reason why I like to use this for watercolors, this is kind of I don't know if. And if you guys, some of you have experience with watercolors, let me know. But I like to use this because, and it has a slight indentation here in the middle, so it kind of creates a kind of like a little peak, and the valleys around, and I can actually have I can squeeze watercolors in here into the tray on this side, and then when I spray it with the water, I have a kind of a dry surface up here, but it creates a little bit of like a layer of water, like a little pool, and it's keeping my pigments moisturized, my watercolor pigments moisturized. So I kind of like to use that. So I can control and same goes for gouache and tempera. So, but I don't know, maybe I could do a similar thing with acrylics. Maybe they might work. But for the demonstration, you wouldn't be able to see it properly, and it has to be flat. So there. Another thing that my experience is that a more pigment that I squeeze, a longer is going to stay usable. So, and also I use for watercolors, I use for watercolors and for gouache and for everything that has something to do with water, I always use two cups with water. So I have one that I'm going to use as my like the one that I'm going to use as my medium to make my pigment a little bit more transparent or less opaque. And then I have another one, slightly bigger one, which is a for cleaning or rinsing my my brushes. So that's what I'm thinking about. So let's squeeze them up here. Okay, so this is white. Cool. This is black. Just going to be my blue. Oh wow, it looks like a cobalt blue than the ultramarine. I'm going to have my red, and this looks more like a alizarin than the cadmium. Yeah. And then I have my yellow, but I don't have a yellow ochre, and the reason why I don't have a yellow ochre, I don't even know if they do yellow ochre, but so this is what I'm going to work with. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. All right, the only issue that I have is, should I do like a, well, let's go impressionistic, since, you know, I also created the grid, I made the measurements, and I put a tape just to show you that even though this is really a Bad Painting Friday, I'm still thinking about if by some miracle we're gonna do a good painting. I can still use it and frame it, right? So let me maybe just do let me do a test, like how this is going to work. I'm just going to do a quick, maybe a quick preliminary drawing just to compose this a little bit. So I have a little bit of water, and I'm used to actually damping the brush rather than just well. That's how I'm used to control the opacity. So let me just get this. I'm going to create a little bit of orange here and a little bit of, ooh, wow, okay, wait a minute. It's not working exactly as I wanted to. Let me see what this is. Okay. I'm trying to create like a desaturated, okay, like something brownish. Okay, it's a lot of green, making a lot of green. So I can tell immediately that the red is not as powerful as I needed. Or it's more powerful than yours. It doesn't matter. This is the pigment that I'm going to work with. Okay, cool. All right. So let me just start. I'm just gonna, and what I'm looking forward is to working a little bit, you know, like be quick, a little bit more, you know. So this is where the cup could be, right here perhaps. Maybe this. Right, and then this is the banana right here, and then it goes up. So this is like a composition I'm thinking about. I'm trying to also hit the a similar composition that you see framed there. And this is where the I think this is a good idea for me to try it before I go to paint with it. This would be disaster. I have no idea what's happening here with the pigment. It's so fun. Now let's make an opening right here. But I think I'm gonna like this. I don't know about you. I think I'm gonna like it. It's fun. I prefer gouache over watercolor, to be honest. Why do you prefer gouache over the watercolor? Let's steer the pot of arguments and controversies here, and you know, and I'm joking right now, but you know, it's a good idea for like a nice discourse, creative discourse. What makes gouache more your thing? Okay, let's bring this fancy brush. Wow, I haven't even started to paint and it's already losing hair. That's so fun. I think it's going to fall apart while I'm painting this. So let's hit it with, let's think about this. Let's think about value a little bit. I don't even know how to. You know what's funny? There is no difference between this. Excuse me, between this and actual painting, but for some reason I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. So this is going to be like a greenish, but I need a I should probably go and get a, this is what I see. I'm just going to lay down some pigment. And see what's up, what sticks. So this is going to be this. Let me just clean the brush. And let's maybe I'm just going to local color this. Quickly establish some okay, it's too blue. And like I said, I'm thinking impressionist, even though it's well, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure that all impressionists here right now is going to be like, what are you doing, mate? But I'm trying to keep in mind that kind of impressionistic feel to it. So I'm not going to, you know, obsess about this. One thing that I don't like is this. I can't control the proper combination. I can't create a neutral, not neutral, warm gray as it is, as yet. Well, maybe. What would be the value of this? thinking about the value. It's like a mid-tone. I think I'm good when it comes to this. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. This might be fun. You know what I'm thinking? That I could probably use this for my compositions actually, to do like a quick sketches. Sounds like fun. All right, so see, I'm losing the hairs of this already. All right, I'm feeling it's like too dark right now, but it might be also because it's a first layer and it's kind of, I see a lot of showing through from there, so I can actually go and then push it, yeah, push it a little lighter. Okay, that's gonna work. Nice, cool. So let me rinse this, or let me grab another brush. Ooh, let's go with my fan brushes. Also from a grocery store. Yeah. But I'm going to use this fan brush later for, because it does not, maybe if I load it with this pigment, a little bit more yellow. And like I said, these are sketches. This is me just, you know, trying to understand what's happening with the pigment than anything else, more than anything else. Okay, so this is too, you see, these are too much of a, you know what's gonna be funny, that I'm gonna run out of the pigment before actually exam starts by me experimenting with this. So it's like a little bit of this. Now we're cooking with gas. It's a little bit of like a green right here. Okay, all right. Okay. Stay there for a second. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying this thoroughly, actually. I just need the different types of paper towels. Okay, noted. And I need a place to hold my brushes. Let me get a little darker shadows here. See the shadow, what I'm talking about, like the one right here. I can exaggerate it, it's okay. And then I kind of see a similar kind of a pigment right here as well. Right here, okay. And the funny thing is that, how am I going to make this darker? Excuse me. Oh. It's like a red area right here. soft edge there. Oh, and it needs to go lighter here. Ooh, I like this. It's a bit of transparency happening. Nice. I don't know what to paint, so I'm just watching watching you. I'm a little burned out from my big project. Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about that, but let me just. I can't do two things at once. You know me. I'm kind of slow when it comes to this. Because I saw a picture that you posted. I liked it as well. It looks awesome. It looks very cool. I enjoyed that very much, actually. So congrats on that one. If you said that there was a competition between you and your friend, artist friends. I'm pretty sure you're gonna win it. Yeah, I do think that. Yeah. Well, here's a quick test. If I wouldn't think that, I wouldn't have said that. Like I said, we might play with like a minute like adjustments maybe when it comes to some really like a small details, but that's not what it is about. Voting is going on right now, and so far I'm winning. What do you mean by voting? Voting? It's a. Oh, you have a. I got it. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm. I am really bad with that. With Twitter or actually X and Blue Sky. And what's the? How do you vote? Or is it on Instagram? It's just a silly challenge just to try and get myself more used to oil painting, especially if I do it from imagination. You know what? I want to be part of this challenge. How can I be part of this challenge? I also want to have fun like this. I think it's the great way to just have fun and try new things and push yourself. I mean, I think it's awesome. I think it's very, very cool. So if you this. I think I need a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's do a little lighter value here. So I see it's a slightly more like a purplish. So I need more like and the funny thing is that blue that I purchased, it's towards the cobalt that I don't use. I use a little bit more ultramarine, which would be a little reddish. So it's going to be more. It would be more here towards the red. And the red that I purchased, it leans more towards the blue that I'm used to, and I would prefer to have it a little bit more warmer. And the yellow, it's too light and too powerful for me. So I chose a wrong pigment, just letting you know. But we're gonna make it because this is a Bad Painting Friday. And the most important part is to just have fun. So let's have fun. But I have to tell you, I'm liking this a lot. This painting. This is gonna be fun. Okay, this is dry already. I got it. So let me just maybe. Okay, so I have to be careful with creating. Let me grab this brush. forgot to put the shadow here in the back, but it feels slightly cooler. Yep, better. And then there is a shadow from the cup. Oh, this is fun. Why haven't I done this sooner? What's wrong with me? I could have experienced this a little bit sooner. What's wrong with me? It's just I feel like I feel no pressure right now, like whatsoever. I'm thinking like, okay, well, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. That's okay. So what? I'm just forgetting that I have to keep my brushes wet. Quick question about. I can email you and explain a bit more about it. Okay, that would be awesome. It's on Discord. Okay, you know the platform, right? Yeah. I'm familiar with Discord, but I used it only like how would I even put this? I used it for gaming with my friends. Never for anything else. But sounds like fun. And I'm sorry, I just forced myself into the competition. I'm really sorry. It really looks like fun. So please do not feel obligated to even respond to this. That's a little bit greener there. Maybe I can put a little greener. I almost see like a green, like that's too much. So, but it feels like it's right here, lighter. Okay, and then this way, and it kind of fades into this. Okay. This is fun. If you guys are not painting alongside with me, or alongside, I'm sorry, just get a little carried away. If you do not paint alongside, take into consideration next time, just jump in with this. We might do more of these. I might do a bunch of compositions, actually. Because this is kind of cool, I have to say. I forgot that I used to paint with a tempera a lot at the academy. This is very forgiving, extremely forgiving. I understand why people like to do this instead of oils. No worries. It's not. Okay. And then I see like a purplish. Okay, so purple is going to be black and that red instead of blue. Yep. since I just, maybe I should have composed it better. So let's think about the composition, since this is not really as bad as I thought it's going to be. Okay, this is too light, way too light. Okay, let's do this. Let's try. Okay, now we can communicate. Okay, all right. I'm just trying to figure it out, the strength of these pigments. Okay, so it has some sort of opacity. Nice. Let's shape that banana a little bit better, because I don't think I like the shape. And I think I pushed this shadow a little too low. So let's adjust the shape. Why haven't I used this more for like a color sketches? Could anyone explain it to me, this? Tempera, what's the difference between that and acrylics? I always have wondered on that. I've worked with acrylics, gouache, and watercolor, but never with tempera. Well, I don't know what kind of because right now we have a tempera, but basically what I am picturing when we talk about tempera. Well, first thing that comes to mind, it's something that we used to use in school in the kindergarten. That's the very first thing. And then right now what I'm thinking about is egg tempera. So basically there is no difference between pigment that we use for egg tempera and the pigment that we use for oil painting. It's a binder, it's different. So with egg tempera you use a pigment mixed with yolk, the yellow part of the egg, and that serves that works as a binder, right? Because as it dries, it sticks or adheres to a surface. So that's how I think about a tempera. The problem is with tempera that you cannot do you cannot really do you cannot create gradations, right? So what they used to do, they used to hatch with tempera. That's why drawing skill was so important, and hatching, because that's how they approach the tempera. So they created a image and then they hatch different color into it. It's kind of interesting method. And if you think about it, Andrew Wyeth, most of his work was done with egg tempera. And he really perfected it. He went even further. How I think about gouache is almost like a opaque watercolor. when it comes to, you know, like that's how I looking at that. It's really, really bad, but that's my feeling about that. And acrylic felt always unnatural to me, only because of that. What would be the proper word that I'm looking for? It always felt artificial. That's the word that I was looking for. It felt artificial. I'm creating this little bit of this brownish pigment here. I want to shape this banana better. But, you know, I'm not really. Yeah, I have the same experience with acrylics. It just didn't feel right. Well, it is like but you know what? I'm really enjoying this, so I can't say anything bad about that. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to really have fun with this, because I think it's fun. I mean, it forces me to work and think quicker than I am used to. And I think, honestly, that's what, it's the biggest problem of mine, that I overthink and, you know, waste too much time with, you know, unnecessary. Okay, let's need to be bluer, purplish, more purple kind of feel to it. I see a lot of purple there. Maybe I'm inventing it, but it's like a grayish, purplish pigment right here, like this area. Yep. And I see like a, and then you can see how much is this is. You can see how much this white is being reflected into it. That's crazy. And and then it's bouncing back into that shadow. Wow. Oh, so let's unify this right now. There's a similar reflection here. Okay, and then let's make a darker value. Okay, there, and it should go a little darker here as well. I made that rim a little too much. Am I making this opening too big? I don't know right now. This is fun. I think that I made that cup a little too big. What do you think? I think it's too big. Okay, let me fix this. Let's go with a little bit of this, just a touch of this. this is too big. Ooh, and it's corrected. Nice, nice. And it should be slightly skinnier. Okay. Let's see how easy or difficult it is to fix these things. Oh, okay. I moved it from the wrong side. Or did I not? Oh, I moved my chair a little bit. I was like, what am I painting here? Too much. Like so, okay. Well, I think I can manage this. Not necessarily what I want to do, but I see a little light right here on this side. And this is the opening right here. Okay. Cool. And a little lighter value right here. Compositionally, okay. There is a softer transition here, so let's soften it. Nice. Okay. And the opening is bigger, so this needs to go this way, but let's just hit it with black. And blue, a little bit more blue. Another thing is that's a problem with tempera that I used to. I haven't actually painted with like a egg tempera, but with the analog of that. And I can tell with acrylic pigment, I am not picking up the bottom layer. So whenever I work with tempera and I put something a little bit more, like I have a wet or damp brush and I put it there, it immediately lifted layers underneath, which was quite annoying. But I think this is fun. Let me get like a little bit more of that contrast right here. Let's push it here. Yeah. Let's find the focal point. And then I know that I'm skipping back and forth, but there are things that I'm just kind of realizing that, you know, they don't work very well as I painting this. Okay, and it could go a little lighter, so let's mix into this a little bit of this and a little bit of the yellow. Oh, this is fun. Okay, cool. And then I can see a little bit of starting to shape a little better. But I don't know how to do, oops. How to do okay, there's going to be a little bit of green. Okay, let's hit it with a little bit of white here. Oh, I can experiment with brushstrokes. Because I can tell that like these values here are kind of linked together very close. This is definitely darker, so we're good here. So let me just shape it better. So it just looks a little bit more like a banana. Top part, right? It's almost like this area is like really bright. And let's counterbalance it a little bit here. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to unify it because there was a lot of like brush strokes and a lot of interest here. And I wanted to have this a little bit less, less textured and a little bit less like connected more. So more interest is here. This is just the background, right? So I'm going to cool it a little bit just to complement that. And that I went into green here. See, that's what I was talking about. That I don't want that green there. This has nothing to do there. Okay. And then I can tell that there might be a little bit here. Let's push a little bit here. This, just slightly, because it's picking up from there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. I might have destroyed. It looks like I destroyed it, but hopefully I can bring it back. But you know what? I'm liking this a lot. I might start, actually, I'm thinking that maybe I should start thinking about going outside with these, like a gouache or tempera. Okay, this is turning too much green. Okay, I got the wrong blue. Well, for this painting anyway. Let's play with this a little bit. Let's make it. But this is probably the most saturated painting I've done recently. This shadow is way lighter. It's just too dark. It's light and it's blue. There is a lot of this is forgiving. This is extremely forgiving, actually. I have to be honest. Let me just point that out immediately, that this is extremely forgiving. Okay, so this right here and right here, let's just have fun with this shadow. Make the I'm trying to find the I'm trying to play with the shadows a little bit. something that I would probably be a little more uncomfortable with when it comes to this is, I have to figure this out, how to do this, these soft transitions. Okay, let's. This is going to be the best shelf I've ever had. I don't know, what do you see? Let me just check. What do you see? Okay. I have to show everyone the shelf. Yeah, well, I don't have to, but I can keep it as a secret for myself, you know. And then, 1,000 years from now, be like, what these people used as shelves? Oh my God. Oops. It seems like they didn't have any produce, so they painted bananas for themselves. I don't know, it's just, imagine that. It happens to, I'm pretty sure that it happened multiple times already when it comes to let's make it a little bit more under the angle, so it has, so that's the problem. Okay, I need a little bit more diagonal shape there. It's not diagonal enough, and this needs to go higher up slightly. Here, this way. I'm just right now. I'm in the mood to compose, so I'm going to change a couple things or adjust them. Oops. Let me have a sip of the tea. Well, 100%, this is the most impressionistic painting I have done in a while. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, so let's examine these pigments. Let's just slow down a little bit right now, since to bring a little bit more like green there, but the same value, different hue. Yeah, perhaps this one. This no, but this is too. It's too green. A little less. And it's also reflecting that light into it. Right here, I can see like a little reflection. And then this is a soft edge right here. So let's test that soft edge. Maybe a little too light. Not really. It's a soft edge right here. And then I have a little highlight here as well. But it should be, okay, I think that for this banana I have to, yep, instead of blue I have to mix that black into it as my green. Let's see, yep, a little lighter. Because the banana is like a, I know that you see, I hope that you can see both versions, the warm one and the cool one. And there is like a rim of reflected light all the way here. So it would be here. Here. Slightly lighter value. And then it softens and goes here. And then there is a a little bit more saturation, nice. Probably a nice change from the composition you were doing. Yeah, it is. Definitely a nice change. But I am really enjoying this. I have to say that I'm surprised of how much I'm enjoying this. You're making me want to dig out gouaches and do it too, but I realized I feel way too tired to set it up, so I'm taking a break today. I'm still doing a bit of art though, digital, so all good. That's awesome. It's just it, it. Trust me, I wouldn't even think of going and getting a uh, uh, getting these, I wouldn't even think of getting acrylics, but somehow, I was forced to do it. So since I am forced, let's do it. Let's embrace that. And if you're doing digital and you're having fun and watching me struggle here, that's good as well. It's definitely there's nothing wrong with that, actually. I just really need to get a nice kind of a light brush strokes here, because they kind of defines this. And since it's semi-transparent, I can slowly fade it into this. Soften it, these brush strokes a little bit so it doesn't overpower that. Okay, nice. And I could do a similar thing, not as light though. It's going to be a little bit more water, and it's going to do like right here. Nice. So, and as it dries, it's kind of shows these layers underneath. Let's make this slightly thinner. I want to create kind of a nice edge here, so, as I see it on there. So, like I said, I'm getting a little bit more into detail, and this gap is a little too much. So, I'm trying to right now, since this is such a good or such a quick drying medium, I can really get a little bit more into composition, which is cool, and I'm not struggling as much with oil bumping into other areas of so I can really I want to say that I want a really bright highlight right here, so I can just place it there and that's it. Okay, so and it still shows a little bit through that layer, so it's not perfectly opaque. Depends on how do you apply that. And since this is a little bit more like a synthetic medium, it wants me to work a little bit more graphically, which I'm not as comfortable. But this is more about, it's more about just like a study. Yeah, you can. Yes, definitely, you can layer them without waiting. That's exactly that. That's exactly the thing, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I don't need to, like putting like really white highlight here would means like I would have to scrape it, wipe it, and then place a nice new fresh brush stroke. I am kind of, which it's not a problem. But this is more like, oh, I want to correct this edge right here, so I'm just gonna do it. That's it. It kind of streamlined the process a little bit more. So. Okay, I might be exploring this technique a little bit more, which I have to say, and this is very important, how important these bad painting Fridays are. I mean, truly, like, let's not even. A little bit of, so it's showing through. This is not. I'm working with opaque pigment. I'm just applying similar techniques that I'm used to from oil painting. And it feels that it's a little bit more forgiving when it comes to these experiments, which is awesome, because that's usually what holds us back, and who cares what's going to happen here. And I truly approach this as, okay, I'm just going to make a fool of myself, and you know what, this doesn't look that bad actually. I don't know how does it look on your screen, but I'm kind of surprised myself. That's bad. That's finally bad painting Friday that I was waiting for. because it was a couple really, really bad paintings. And this is kind of, okay, all right, all right. It's a little brighter. It's just, I don't know how to mix these pigments. So plus another, let me just talk a little bit more about stupidity on my part, and it's that I have this against these are completely different temperatures, the same value but a completely different temperature. Plus there is, I can see it's showing through a little bit of whiteness, so I can't really judge properly not only values but hue and saturation. So I'm really going to paint on the foam cord, and I'm going to prepare, and I'm going to paint on the board like this, but I'm going to gesso it white. So that's what I'm going to do for the exam. So I don't struggle with just focusing on remixing the same thing over and over again, because I have nothing to nothing to work with, which kind of annoys me right now at this point with this particular painting. It's just me again acting like someone who has never painted before. I mean, it's not painting with acrylic. Not having my palette and the board and something that I'm working on matched properly, so I can take advantage of the medium, or focusing a little bit more on the medium rather than fighting with materials. It's something that I talk about all the time. I don't know why I thought that I can just get away with it. So I mean, truly, this is a. I'm happy that I'm able to witness that on your stream. Happy artists. Mean I'm happy too. May I ask, do you have any idea what kind of exam that it would be? Still life, or I'm curious. They sent me a letter, and they said that not only me, every student, and it's going to be a portrait drawing, art history test, and still life painting, and then it's going to be creative composition part. So that's what it is. So it's a portrait drawing, it is a still life painting, and then there is a art history test, and then there is a composition painting, and then a last one is I have to bring my portfolio and show them my portfolio, and it's going to be like a small. They're going to have a question Q&A about what I'm doing and why I want to be here. So that's as far as I know. So that's why I was thinking that why can I not paint with oils? But right now I think I'm okay. I'm gonna. I'm just not familiar with like right now I just took really rose-like red, which is very far away from vermilion that I usually use, right? Or more traditionally. Let me see if I have one of these, like I have a blue right here, but I'm looking at on another. Let me maybe squeeze this one here. This one is the one that I used for. See, it's very similar. No, this is okay. So maybe I might use this one. So this is a warmer red, and these are the ones that again I got from grocery store. So let me see how these are going to work. That sounds interesting. I think you'll be fine. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'll be fine because it's more. It's not traditional school. It's a modern art. So that's what worries me a lot, actually. Because even when I was looking for, when I was looking the different studios that they have there, it's all modern art. So I don't know if I'm going to fit. And truly, the reason why I'm applying for that is because I would like to do like a transfer. I would like to transfer some credits from a different school. And the reason is because there are certain rules in Europe, you might be aware of them, that prohibits me to actually work professionally in certain areas. Let's say I cannot teach in the official government institution, right? Like in the school, because I don't have a sufficient education according to laws in my country. So I need to get that. Plus, let's say that if I want to apply for a visa in a different country, like a working permit, right? Let's say if I want to go to let's say, I don't know, work to Canada or United States, I don't have a proper degree for that kind of application. So I figured that I'm here right now, I'm painting. I can just go and, feel a student or college or whatever, academy, university life again. I'm kind of excited. I just don't know what I'm gonna do there. I'm like an old fart between all these young, cool, modern, like abstract type, or they are representational. It's what would you find in contemporary art schools. So it's a lot of philosophy, a lot of talking about stuff around, and very much like do whatever you want to do and explore your own individual things that you want to do. So doesn't sound that bad, but I don't know. I'm kind of, the reason why I traveled all over the world to get better with painting is because there's a very little schools that really focused on composition and like in that kind of a classical art, and because Europe, it's very few schools that offer a kind of a traditional pre-impressionism paintings, or because impressionism is it's a I think it's one of the coolest ways to paint. But really good impressionists are extremely talented draftsmen that then they can move around and explore different things, rather than just that's how I see it. Rather than just, oh, I'm just going to do abstract art because I don't know how to paint figures, right? So And then, you know, it might be, I'm aware that I might be wrong, but that's how that's how I thought about this art education that I underwent. I don't know if I'm making you sense. Probably not. So don't even listen to me. Another thing is I want to learn more about Slovakian art history, architecture, and so on and so forth. Because let's say when I was in US, we talk a lot about US art history and how it relates to that. When I was in St. Petersburg, we talk about Russia, and right now I think it would be cool to learn about Slovakia, since I'm Slovakian, right? So that's another thing that I would like to do. So there's many reasons and like ideas why I'm doing this, but mostly, plus it's a good way to connect with people, So another thing is that that I'm kind of interested in. It's just really like college life in Slovakia, and it's just it's not because it just it makes you feel a little bit more connected with what's, I don't want to say what's hip, but what's popular amongst young people. I'm not saying that I need it necessarily, like, that it would be like absolutely like, oh, I have to, I have to do it. It's more about experiencing it. And I was kind of annoyed at the beginning about the school and not this particular school, about the system with these contemporary art schools. But right now, you know what? I'm just gonna go there with open mind, and it's already paying off, because I would never do this, in a million years. I would be probably sitting right now and doing something different. And I'm enjoying this. I am surprised how much I'm enjoying this. So, and you remember I was talking about the fact that every type of every type of what am I trying to say? Every type of art style has its merit and it's important, and the same goes for abstract art. There is plenty of abstract painting that I enjoy to look at. Not necessarily mean that I'm going to paint that way, but being amongst people that they create abstract paintings, it's giving me a little bit more insight in what abstract painting is about and why, like maybe I might like it. I don't know. I just don't want to discard it immediately. So I'm going to test it on my own, and that's something that we all should kind of think about. That it's art. It's an exploration, and this is about exploration, and I want to explore that. And I found myself even yesterday or 2 days ago being like, I don't want to do this, and this is blah blah blah. I don't know, and I should change that, because I think it's too. Then we are dividing ourselves into these unnecessary groups. So these are just representational painters, and these are abstract painters, and representation painters are always talking about like, oh, how do you don't know how to paint at all. And then abstract painters like, yeah, there's no thought, you're just copying what you see, like what's the meaning behind this? And it's just, if I always talk about how much I want to be able to choose which style and what I'm going to how I'm going to approach my painting based on the emotion that I want to communicate, abstract painting is a big part of it, actually. So I'm going for it. It's going to be fun, I think. And if it won't be fun, I can be like, okay, thank you guys, bye. There's no one's holding me there. It's rare for me to enjoy abstract painting because I feel like they abuse that a lot. But I get what you're saying. I think that they're abusing it a lot. I think the same way, but it's just why did we allow that? I don't know. It's just it is how it is, and I want to, and maybe I am way too conservative with my thinking, and that might be a problem. Right? So I just really want to widen or open my mind a little bit even more. And other thing is, there are abstract paintings that I consider beautiful. Or actually, let me rephrase that. There are paintings that they are based on abstraction that I love dearly. And a good example would be Andrew Wyeth. I mean, his landscapes are abstract paintings for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about it in my mind. So I'm pretty sure that Andrew Wyeth wouldn't just sit at home and complain about how he doesn't like something. You just go and explore and see what's going to happen. And that's what I want to do as well. It's the same with, like with this acrylics. I'm enjoying this. I mean, I really do. Same goes with still lifes. I don't have still lifes. I have like 0 still lifes painting. But right now, since we started that Bad-Pinting Friday, I suddenly have a lot of still life paintings. Well, not a lot, but it's just, it's exponentially more than before. So, and I'm enjoying these still lifes paintings, and I want to paint more of them. It's a nice practice. It's it's just it's easy thing to do. You can set it up. You can always get back to it. And we can just really experiment with this. Like, let's say that I can kind of see like a purplish, like a light right here. So let's go for it. Let's see what's going to happen if I just go like this, like a pink pigment here. Is it going to work? I don't know, but I'm not afraid to try it right now because, like, well, it doesn't work. So I'm just gonna bring a little bit of black into it, and maybe this is a better mixture. I don't think I would ever do this with oils. I can, I can really ask myself questions and with color, and I'm not worried about the result. So Bad-Painting Friday, you know, is just, it's awesome. I'm really enjoying this. And then I can just, you know, test myself. Like, what if I get a little bit of like highlight here, like just a touch right here on the rim. That would be kind of cool. Kind of see it there. A little more at that rim. And then this could go probably darker because it's just too light right here. It's making it a little too much. And then maybe I could just try this. A little bit more saturation here. Just to give it a little bit more life. These saturations. I don't know if that probably is not working, but I just want to test it. Maybe a little bit more purple. I think purple is the way to go here. Because this seemed a little too light for the shadow side. But since it was, right, since I want to show that there is a dark kind of a dark smudges there, and also here what's funny, like I said, I wouldn't be able to, not wouldn't be able to, I would be way more hesitant to do this with oils, right? So I'm bringing that the shadow a little bit more, and I see a little bit of purple there, kind of a, right? So I'm creating a little bit more form, and I can tell that this is way darker than the shadow. So let me maybe just lighten that shadow. And the reason why that shadow is so light, it's because of what's happening right now in my studio. It's kind of bright here, right? So I have so many, and you can see that a penumbra effect right here on these shadows. So shadow is only here. All this, it's kind of a light. So I can test that theory of Vermeer without really feeling any pressure whatsoever. When I talk about bad abstract painting, I'm thinking of like 1 million painting with one red dot in the middle of a plain white background or something like that. I found that stupid. Or one that looks like somebody pooped on it with a brown pigment. I've seen that in the modern museums. Skip that entire flow, not worth my time. Andrew White absolutely knows what he's doing. He's an exception. Well, you know, that's all, like what you just said, it's extremely valid. And I think that that's why I like art so much, because you can choose what do you consider beautiful, and that's it. And it's you know, painters or artists' job to either change your mind or just, you know, pursue whatever they want. I don't know. It's kind of a I totally agree with the fact that, you know, you can see like the red dot in the middle of a canvas, and you just like, what? But I don't consider that painting necessarily, right? Like in terms of that, I don't think about that as work of painter. And that's why I don't consider myself look at this, I just completely changed the shadow. I don't think I would. It looks way better right now. What? I'm sorry, the shadows were too dark. It's so-called art can be done by anyone. I don't consider it meaningful at all. Not that I want to be rude. Well, you know, well, here's a thought to explore. Are you annoying with that art because of how successful some of these experimentational paintings are compared to, you know, what we do, and not receiving that much attention or that much money? Or is it simply like a how would I ask this? I'm just trying to find a proper question. Well, what I'm trying to ask, what I'm thinking about is that when I'm looking at my own understanding, excuse me, on my own understanding, I might, boom, I'm sorry, I just dropped stuff. My apologies. I might as well put a dot on my canvas and call it just 1 min of my time and I get rich. Well, but isn't that, well, I mean, it's aggravating, it's annoying, I give you that. I feel annoyed by that myself as well, but then isn't that, well, is this a problem of a painter who is taking advantage, or artist who is taking advantage of you, not you necessarily? No, let me rephrase that. Let me put this into a little bit more like a coherent thought. Like, is it a, when you think about these dots or marks, or let's talk about, I don't know, because we have a grade, right? Let's say Rothko. I don't know if you're familiar with Rothko. It's the guy that painted. Let me just type it for you there to make sure that we're talking about the same person. No. It's I'm just going to type it for you. Give me a second, because it's a famous painter, modern painter. His name is Mark Rothko. He's known for painting these. I think it's Mark. Let me double check. Let me check that. What's happening with my... Typing. Why my Safari doesn't work right? Okay, so camera is working right now. Safari doesn't want to work. Okay, all right. Let me use a different. Yeah, I was right. Mark Rothko. Ah, you found him. Okay, all right. Well, by the time I get my stuff working, you're already there. He also knows what he's doing. At least he's using a composition. But I appreciate your effort. Well, I'm trying to do my best. I'm not really that, because I have like everything is everywhere right now because I'm preparing a portfolio. And right now I'm painting with acrylics. So it's just like everything is really everywhere. But going back to what we talked about the Rothko, like when you really think about that, and especially when it comes to abstract painting, I've never seen his paintings live. Well, maybe I did, but I haven't paid attention to it. And I was told by my, like we discussed this at the university, well, in art history class, and I was told that I don't understand. I cannot. Well, let me rephrase this. I cannot make an assumption about his work, whether I like it or not, based on simply looking at the monitor or on the cell phone screen. I should go and see and experience it in live because I don't know how vibrant these colors are, how they play, how they really, like vibrate, and how abstract that just a simple color is, because there is a bunch of transparencies there and so on and so forth. So there is a lot of happening there, and I'm looking at this as yes, that's true. I shouldn't probably talk about him being just like painting squares or I don't know, like a spots of pigments randomly. So, well, I don't know. I don't know. I understand your argument. I have a mixed feelings about it myself because I want to like these paintings, but somehow it's not happening. So I want to see, because he has his own chapel. I think they call it chapel. He created like a building when he displayed his paintings as he intended to do, and I think they're calling it a church, some sort of church. And the people that went there, they said that it has that kind of a spiritual feeling when it comes to his paintings. That these pigments, since it's such a weird combinations, and you're looking at, and they're large, right? So when you're moving with your eyes from one corner to another, you see like weird shapes that you can find there, and so on and so forth, which might be really interesting way of looking at painting. So that being said, taking advantage of it and having your work extremely derivative, or even exactly the same for the sake of not for sake, because you want to, because you know that this is something like this is going to sell, or because you are not, you want to paint, but you don't want to put time and effort into studying form and the human anatomy and so on and so forth, or object anatomy, if you wish, rather. There was an argument right now about that AI, the same thing. It's just like the argument is that like through AI, even engineers can be painters, right? So I don't know, maybe they can. I have no idea, and I don't know whether this is good or bad. I really don't know. It just is. So, and it's up to us, you know, painters right now. Let's show that we, or artists, you know, if you wish, let's show that, you know, we have our qualities that, you know, AI cannot replace. And if we don't have these qualities, well then, you know, there you go. We're not going to have anything to do. Or we will have nothing to do in future. And I'm not afraid of this. I'm not afraid of AI. I don't think that AI is going to replace us. Quite contrary, I think that AI is going to help professionals. But that's my opinion. I'm thinking about this very, like, these rudimentary ideas. It's getting darker here. I'm thinking that, what if I take this white and a little bit of this yellow, a little bit more white, to make it a little bit more, yes, this is what I was looking for. Okay, noise. To make it a little bit more vibrant. Looking for these vibrancies here. Okay, and a little bit more of that definition. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this is the blue. But it needs to be purplish. But still nicely saturated here. Okay. Let me see. A little bit more here. I'm just going to make a little bit more of a. To make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more three-dimensional, I'm sorry. So that would be this. And let's put a little bit more. Put darker value here. So it's black, but it's not necessarily black. Like this is like a slightly kind of like a greenish, just a touch for the saturation, but it needs to be darker. So I want to create a form on these. In these dark areas. So when it is here in a shadow, we don't confuse this for anything else. All right, so that's that. And then this area right here, maybe a little bluer, but also dark, might be too, like here, a little desaturated blue. Right, so I'm trying to create a little bit more like an interesting, a little bit more purple. Not as interesting, a little bit more three-dimensional feel to this shape. Right, so it has like a, I'm looking for a composition right now, which I'm enjoying this, like I said. There's a little bit of reflection from the ground, from the light ground. A little softer value there. Okay, and maybe I can see like a little bit playing here. Yep. As it goes away. Maybe a little bit more even here. More saturation. Because it was too grayed out. So I'm trying to mix right now the transitions a little bit better. I have a little too much there. Let's get a little lighter area right here. And I'm playing with where I want to have that lighter areas. Right, to create a little bit more of a volume. And I think that I have a more like, let's do a little detail here and there because it's getting dark. I'm going to mix a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Yep. And hit this bottom area. Is this dry? Yes, nice. So I can touch it nicely. Cool. This is awesome. So this is where the dark area is going to be. That this is a little more dark. This is the occlusion. Let me hit it a little bit more. More pigment. Let's go a little. Oh, I know. I see where the problem is. What am I doing? Am I blind? The ellipse on the bottom, it's not enough. All right. Now we're talking, and right now I can soften this a little bit. It's going a bit more down. A little less here. wanted to work a little bit with these shapes. Just make it a little lighter here. Cool. Cool. I guess a little bit more here. Yeah, there was too much of an opening on the top, I think. So let's see if this is working a little better. Seems like it. Oh, I forgot to put this into. I'm having a lot of paper towel usage happening here. I'm using a lot of paper towels, so I have to figure this out. And I see a little bit of that reflection here, whether you believe me or not, a little blue reflection. So let me desaturate that, so it's going to be blue because it's black. Let me hit it with the right value first. Yeah. Like a little bit here. To connect it, and then it's getting a little lighter here. And maybe I could hit it with a little bit of light right here. Oops, it's too much. You know what? Doesn't look that bad. Right, I'm going to do this, and right now I'm going to go back with that blue. With a little bit of that. So it's right here. Just a touch. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I was just trying to correct that painting. I really love the combination of yellow banana and the dark blue cup, or whatever that whatever they're called, with a little ornament on it. It's a cup. It's a cup. It's a teacup. Right? I've just randomly put it there, and it looks kind of nice. I'm not opposed to that either. It's just I'm trying to right now like make it a little bit more interesting. Oh, nice that yellow that was there, and right now there is a blue. Is just showing that Okay, and that's it. I don't have white. Okay, a little bit white, just a touch of white. Let's do a little squeeze there, and that's it. This I would like to make like a little softer edge right here. How am I going to do it? A little bit of this, a little bit of this, and just soften it here because that's just too harsh of an edge. And I want it to just kind of disappear into the background, right? I'm trying to, right now what I'm doing is just, I'm playing with edges. And I know that I said that I have like these, I like the hard edges, but there are some areas that, you know, I won't be interested here, so I don't really want to push it that much on this side. And maybe it deserves a little bit more of this right here. That might have been too much. And I think it should be a little lighter up there. Okay, this yellow, it's way too green for my taste. For this particular painting, I have to always remind myself that I'm forgetting to. So let's maybe bring a little bit more attention here. And then soften it up a little bit. A little bit of that edge right there. And a little bit of the edge right here. So this is where the edges should be rather than there. And then maybe right now I have a blue there, so let's put a little bit of lighter yellow on top of this. So it's like a bleeding edge. And it goes all the way here. That might be too much. Oops. That might be too much. A little lighter value here. Yeah, that's lighter. Okay, I don't know how to do textures very well, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Ooh, and I wonder, maybe I can just start actually working with maybe tomorrow I can test, or maybe a couple hours later, test a little bit of sanding down, how it's going to look when I sand it down a little bit. Kind of interesting in that, honestly. I see like a lighter value there. Is it too much of a jump? And I can connect it with this. Nice. Okay. imperfections here, a little bit of black. Okay, nice. And then I see lighter purplish values here. This is too dark. Yeah. As a shadow, this is too dark. So let's push it this way. And there is a little bit of that. Same kind of a texture. Yep. All right, this right here. And then maybe I should lighten right now. Yeah, definitely. This little bit. Oops, that might be too much. Well, maybe not. I'm trying to create like a kind of a layering. I don't know if it's going to work. Like a dry brush, I should say. Feel to it right here. But since this does not have that much texture, yep. Oh, what a cool teacup! You like it? Yeah, yeah. It's one from. There's another atelier with pottery, and she made it for me. It's really nice. That's one thing I found difficult with acrylics. You can really make soft edges as easily and have to fake it. Yeah, I can't really make the soft edges, and right now it looks like the orange is a little too much right here. So let me soften it, and that might be it for today. This area right here is just, I see like a little line right here, and oops, that was just wrong. That was wrong. So let's correct it. Well, maybe let's leave it there. Who cares? It's gonna be there. Now it's there. Softening it a little bit, and this just feels wrong as well. So let's touch up on this area right here. And then, like I said, a little bit of light right here. Yeah, the yellow, I'm not good with the yellow. Let me just push it a little lighter. Because it seems like when I'm applying it there, it looks correct, but then as it dries, it's just go desaturated, or like, I don't want to say wrong, but it just it looks kind of muddy. So let me maybe just over exaggerate this area right here. Well, let's see what's going to happen with it as it dries out slowly. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to touch it anymore because I'm just going to, repainting it over and over and over again, and it's just not going to do any good to anybody. Oh, wow, Bad-Pinting Friday, acrylics. You wonder what I'm going to do with those leftover pigments? Well, that's a good question. I should probably tone something with it. but I don't know what. I don't have anything to tone, so I'm just probably going to throw it away, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I have no idea. Do you have any suggestions? I don't know. But it looks funky. It's weird. There are plenty of things that I have to adjust. But I wanna let it dry completely right now and start trying to work with the sandpaper a little bit to see what's gonna happen. So it's a cool way to think quickly and lay down some ideas, and I'm enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So, yeah, Bad Painting Friday. It's fun. It's fun. Let me move it a little bit more towards you, so it's just so you can see the colors a little bit better. I don't know if it's gonna work, but you know, there are a bunch of mistakes I see right now. But I still want to wait and sand it down a little bit. Maybe tomorrow we can play a little bit more, but I have to work on the big painting. Maybe great for a concept stage. Oh, I think it's awesome for a concept. I'm gonna do this right now way more often since I bought those pigments, and they're fairly large tubes. I mean, those are 60 milliliters? No, 80 milliliters tubes. So, you know, let's do some concept art with this. So it's going to be fun. Start early, then you can do both. Yeah, perhaps that's a good idea. I can work on both. But then, you know, I'm afraid that I'm going to be tired. Well, maybe not. Well, let's see. Maybe tomorrow I could do acrylic, then oil paint, and then digital. So we just, you know, so it's a productive day. Hopefully I'm more recharged tomorrow and I can paint traditionally again. Remember, I'm going to repeat this to you all the time, that, you know, even though you're not painting necessarily like directly with oils, and you don't do exactly the painting that you want to do, you're still working. So don't worry about it. You needed to take a break. You needed to recharge yourself. I was messing around with acrylics instead of oils, even though I was supposed to finishing a commission, because it's like really just a few days. But right now it dried nicely. I'm going to be working on I'm going to be working more on those patterns for you know, for the folk musician. Sanding it down a little bit, maybe darken it, because it feels like maybe it's too light. I don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow's going to be fun. I probably have to not probably. I have to start painting those fingers a little bit more. But it's cool. There were people actually here that recognize him, so I think I'm on a good track when it comes to likeness. And the other thing is that perhaps tomorrow is going to be a nice sunny day. So let's see. So yeah, today it was bananas for sure. For sure it was bananas, but I'm kind of enjoying it. So that's cool. And I apologize for yesterday that I haven't been able to stream. But like I said, there was a lot of people here. And I got kind of carried away, and we discussed, we talk, and I completely forgot what time is it, and you know. But it was fun. I needed the break as well. So you were painting yesterday, and today you had the rest. I was painting today with acrylics, and you had rest, so it's all good. Yeah, I'm popular now. I don't think I'm popular. It's just it's more like a it's more like a I think it's just a coincidence that people had a little bit more time, because we're slowly restarting, resetting that New Year's New Year's how would I even put this? Like after Christmas, like people are slowly getting back to routines. So I'm kidding. I love to give you a hard time. Well, yeah, you should, because I'm slacking here right now. I'm just sitting enjoying my tea and looking at that painting and what could I do better, and how to make that painting a little bit more accomplished. And I think it's I have to be a little bit more careful with small brushes, because I can see like every small little brush stroke there, and there are areas that they are really nice around here and smooth, as they represent what's happening in the background, and then there are areas around here that they are kind of ooh, that's a lot of water in my brush, so let's just maybe just quickly kind of connect it with a little bit of white that I have here, like this area, to make it a little bit more. Right, so I differentiate the surfaces, right? So I have a surface that is slightly smoother, not slightly, it's extremely smooth, and then I have a banana, right, which is porous. I need a little bit more white. I have been too much. Never mind. Right, so I want to make it so still it's just it's transparent, because because as it's going to dry, the underneath layer is going to show a little bit more. It looks better right now. It has to. These acrylics, they need to have a little bit more of that graphic kind of a feel to it, which is awesome. Because I wanted to. I was actually thinking about starting to work a little bit more like with a different graphic stuff. So yeah, cool little painting. Considering it's a shelf. so it's fun. It really is fun. Unfortunately, you can see how dark it's getting right now. So you can compare, like that was a photograph was taking actually, it feels a little bit more modern. Yeah, it feels way more modern than I'm used to. But there is another thing that I need to correct since I started to mess around with this, and that's this. Like, what have I done here? Like, what is this? A little bit more of this right here, and then a little bit more of the blue, maybe. I don't know. Right here. Earth together with this. Why I'm not paying attention to these things when I'm setting up my paintings or my still lifes. Ooh, that's too dark. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Still too dark. No, maybe not. All right, nice. So let's push it here. And then occlusion is going to be only in that corner there. Yeah, note that I have to make for myself is that as it dries, it dries matte and flat. So I have to think about that. Okay. A little bit lighter here as it goes down. Man, I cannot do this like so because I'm painting from the angle. I'm trying to not destroy this. Okay, all right. Okay. What am I doing? Why am I destroying this? Okay. Let me just hit it a little bit with a. Why have I done this? Okay, I have to work with the. What is going on here right now? Okay, all right. Don't make the same mistakes that I do, please. Because I was trying to half-ass it. All right. And I'm hoping that this is going to right now kind of dries and being transparent a little bit. The little highlight there, and let's go really opaque here. Right here, maybe, I don't know. It's way too much, but as it dries, I'm trying to experiment with the fact that as it dries, it kind of, the water evaporates and it's not going to be as vibrant. So let's see, maybe a little bit of here, just a touch. Yeah, I see this like being super vibrant, and as it dries out, it just kind of dulls the pigment. Okay, maybe I should get I saw a little bit of that, how is it called? A glossy medium. So maybe I should get a glossy medium. I know, but I'm random, I know, but have you ever painted with left hand? Maybe you should do that one for those Bad Painting Fridays. That's funny, because I know I can relate in more than I want to admit. I did a couple experiments with left hand. Not to this extent, but maybe, yeah, why not? Why not? Maybe I could paint with left hand. For the next Bad Painting Friday. Remind me that so I don't forget, because I would like to test it, or maybe I can paint with both hands simultaneously. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I'm able to do that. Yeah, let's do left-hand painting next time. It's going to be what? Bad-Pinting Friday, special edition, left-hand acrylics. Oh wow, okay. Now you are asking for it. Now you are really asking for it. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. It's gonna be fun. It's just not cool to think that I'm a acrylics and left hand. Yes, that's gonna be. That's it. It's just not. Are you trying to put me into? Are you trying to make me embarrass myself completely? Okay, all right. Challenge accepted. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be fun. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today because you know, I have to clean up this mess that I made here, actually, and it was fun today. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I have to say that you know, there are moments that let's maybe test this. What if I put down the tape? How is it going to look without the tape? Because I'm kind of I can always retape the bag if I want to continue painting on it, but it's just, I can't really do this usually when I paint with oils. So let's see compositionally how does it work? Whether or not a composition is kind of okay, or is it really that bad as I think it is. Ooh. Feels good. Ta-da. Yeah, not half bad. Not half bad. Yeah, the shadows are a little too wonky, a little too cool, but that's okay. That's okay. Could be worse. Yeah, first full acrylic painting. You like it? Thank you. I'm glad that you like it because I was worried a bit for this, but it's a nice shelf. So let's do. This is what we're gonna do. So we have a. This is gonna be a perfect shelf because check this out. There is a little bit more space up here, so we can do another one on. See how many paintings we can do here. This is how lazy I am. I didn't even get it proper. I just threw it there. This is how bad I am. You shouldn't even. Why are you even watching the stream? This is the worst part. People, just please have a common sense and stop watching this. Immediately. This is no value whatsoever. It's just I'm showing you what not to do. This is pretty cool. Another thing that I like is that I'm trying to right now, when I was moving with the camera, you know what was funny? I was trying to compose these 3 bananas together. So it is bananas today. I guess I don't have any. Yeah, I guess you don't have any common sense. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's your fault. What you know? What am I going to tell you? This is really funny. I know that you can't see me because I'm behind the camera, and I don't know if this caption. Translate laughter as ha 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 or no? That's actually a good question. So well, here's the thing: if you can't see me and you can't hear me and you are just reading a captions, can you actually know whether or not I'm laughing? Okay. So I'm laughing a lot, actually. Just letting you know. It's your fault. Okay, so I was just, because sometimes when well, not sometimes. When I studied English, or when I was studying, I used to watch movies with closed captions as well, and or not movies. It was a in our household, or you know, I was in living in like with another, like it was like a host mom there, um, and on the TV we could switch a closed captions, and it was usually when people were laughing, it says haha, or when the music was playing, it was like the little note there. Yeah, it's all my fault, but I gladly accept it. Okay, all right. Well, you gladly accept it, but do you have another choice? Okay, so this one is not describing the sound. Okay, isn't there yet? Okay, because I have in these, like when be right back and preparation for painting, there is a like a soft music playing there. Okay, all right. So so those are different versions. Okay, I got it. I got it. Right. I don't want to waste your time anymore, because I'm pretty sure you have better things to do than watching this. Windows 11 doesn't have that yet. Oh, so so you are running it through Windows 11. I thought, I'm so stupid, man. I thought that Twitch has that option. So it's Windows 11. Okay, all right. So maybe I could actually try if Apple works. Oh, it's Windows 11 accessibility feature. Okay, so maybe I could check it with my iPhone whether or not it actually works. iPad has it. Okay, so iPad works. Okay, all right. I really thought that it is actually a like Twitch provides that service. All right, now learning every day. So yeah, let me just go clean up this mess that I created here. I hope that you enjoyed this thoroughly as much as I did. And please do as I say, not as I do. Because, you don't want to paint on shelves. I think maybe you do. I don't know. If you do, then that's it. If you like to paint on shelves, then this is exactly place for this is exactly place for you to be. And then it's bananas today, so and stay banana like always. Yes, I will try to stay bananas. um, so I'm gonna be here tomorrow, hopefully, if anything unexpected happen. Hopefully we will have a good weather. I want to work on continue working on a folk musician, getting a little bit more into details, portrait probably, and hands for sure, and do some light adjustments, because I don't like how the jacket looks right now. So I want to try a better shape. I want to find a better shape for it. So let's see. It's going to be interesting tomorrow. And good luck with your yeah. Well, my exams are on Monday, Tuesday, so there's not going to be stream Monday and Tuesday, or and here's the thing: I don't know if they allow me to actually stream from the exams, but if they do, I could set up some, like I could stream it from the cell phone. I saw some people streaming from the cell phone. I don't know. That might be fun. I have no idea. I do, honestly, let's see if they allow me to actually stream from the cell phone. I could actually stream from a cell phone. So, but I don't I don't think that they are ready. In case you'll keep your eyes on the notification, yeah, that's a yeah, that's a wise thing to do. So let me figure it out. Let me figure it out. But I'm still going to be here tomorrow. And if not, thank you. I appreciate your support. Video exam. It should be okay. It should. You know what? I'm just going to have fun. And hopefully it's going to be as productive as today. So let's see. Don't forget to stay cool and bananas. Don't paint on your shelves unless you have to, like I do, and enjoy the rest of the day and embrace the banana lifestyle. Oh, this is so fun. This stream is getting out of the hand. It's probably because it's Friday, right? It's party everywhere. So like I said, enjoy the rest of the evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So stay cool, guys. Take care. Bye bye.